Sounds like
Are we good to start
I'm
now?
just getting water. Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. So I figure we just get the video. Wait, hold on. The video game shit out of the way because it'll inevitably come up. What's everyone been playing?
Who wants to start?
Discord order, I guess.
Okay. I just started playing Magic: The Gathering Arena because with the Final Fantasy set, I'm actually gotten into it because friends convinced me. So I got the Cloud Collector's Commander deck, and now
And then
I'm playing
Sonic.
Arena to learn. Yes, and then instantly Sonic got announced. So it's like, well, Magic's got me, I guess. So I mean, I like card games, so finally learning Magic.
I installed that too, and then I did some research online on it, and everyone was just like, "Yeah, don't put money into this." Blah blah blah. It's not like it's just not worth playing. So I was like, "Okay," and then I uninstalled it.
If you buy
tutorials,
if you buy a product, can't you register it on the game?
No.
Oh.
Only Pokemon does that.
Oh.
Magic though, some packs come with stuff. Like my friend bought the starter decks of Cloud and Sephiroth, and they give you codes, 2 codes actually, to put those decks in Arena. So he gave me one of those codes.
Oh, that's cool.
So now I have both of those decks. So
I didn't know that Arena was like a
Magic.
thing. I just assumed that like it was all physical. I didn't know there was even a digital game, and I certainly didn't know it had the carryover like how Pokemon does, where you could just like enter the code and get your.
It does.
Oh,
It
I
doesn't.
thought you just said with Sephiroth.
There's very specific things. Like if you have the Sephiroth Cloud thing, you can. But otherwise,
got
no.
it.
Like packs don't come with stuff to put it in there like that.
Oh, that stinks. What the heck? It should.
Yeah.
And Pokemon, I think Pokemon's the only one that does that because like Master Duel doesn't do that.
Pokemon does that.
Yeah.
Dang.
They're ahead of everyone. I think it's funny. This, I guess, will sound bad for Magic players, but or bad to Magic players. But I think it's funny that they've come to terms with the fact that most of the general public finds their it's good art objectively, but it's just it's not appealing to collect or look at really for a lot of people. So they've
card art.
Yeah. So they've decided to fucking cross over into SpongeBob.
There's some interesting crossovers for Magic.
And Sonic to get attention.
There's a Fallout crossover. There's
My Little Pony.
Yeah, there's some interesting
Jesus.
stuff.
My Little Pony.
Yeah, they did Friendship is Magic.
What's the name of that fighting game where there are horses? Every time I go to Combo Breaker,
Them's Fighting Herds.
Yeah,
Them's Fighting Herds. That's right. Every single year I go to Combo Breaker, the same 2 dudes come up to me every single year, and they're like, "Have you played Them Fighting Herds yet?" And I was like, "Nope, not yet, but I'd be interested if it's good." And they're like, "It's the best game ever made. You need to play it right now." And then they always have side events, and the same 2 people always win the side events. Come to me every single year, and they're like, "We won the side event," and I'm like, "That's really cool, man." So. Shout out to the 2 guys that play Them's Fighting Herds.
So-
Are they your children? Why are they telling you this stuff?
No, they're grown-ups.
Here's an anecdote.
They're 2 grown men every year.
I realized. So someone commenting on some of our videos just randomly. Checked out their profile, and they did art for Them's Fighting Herds. They did some of the splash.
Maybe that's one of the guys then, because they said
Yeah,
that they knew me
potentially.
from Japan time. It could be.
Yeah. So potentially,
Dang.
maybe not, but yeah.
That it's just weird that strangers would come up to someone and be like, "Hey, I just want a tournament."
I think they're just fans.
I think they're
Just wanna talk
excited.
to
Yeah,
them.
yeah. They were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is cool."
I guess, man.
And let people be excited, man. You don't know what's going on in their lives.
They can be excited. It's just weird to fucking go up to
I wouldn't go up to someone and be like, "Hey, I never met you before. I just won this thing."
Yeah, it's okay.
You know, different strokes for different blokes.
I'm allowed to be like, that's weird then. Okay.
Of course. I'm just saying, I'm not going to judge, all right?
Well, you can't judge. It's your audience.
That's right. What's your
Um,
audience too? Wait, literally. Wait, time out. It's literally Japan time. He said, "I knew you from Japan time." So
okay,
it's your
but
audience too.
certain Japan time people, everyone, okay. Every Japan time listener,
You're gonna have those interactions.
every Japan time listener knows Rogers base. And about, I'd say 90% like Rogers base, or even came from Rogers base.
I'd say 70. I would say 50 actually.
And
came from that's like
No,
20.
I think
most are
in modern times, I think you have a
modern times it's you.
Yeah, I think modern times is you.
Maybe.
But then only a portion of them like me. So it's less than that. Like you more than me by default.
Most liked or something?
Yeah, that was insane. I don't know what that was. That was
like you more.
That was Elon Musk. He bought the poll. He hacked them.
I don't think Elon Musk.
Why would he hack that to say that?
I was gonna say
because he did it. He did it with the fucking. He admitted to it with the election down there.
Oh, I thought I was like,
why would he?
What do you mean?
Why would he rig it for you for the podcast?
Oh yeah, that's true. Why I told him said to fucking kill himself on Twitter.
I was gonna say, yeah, like what do you mean? He's rigging in your favor. You say, hey, Elon Musk, kill yourself. You're a pedophile regularly.
I don't call him a pedophile. I don't know if he is even, but I call him a lot of other things.
I'm pretty sure you just did.
No, I didn't. He might be. Anyway.
What's your over-under? What's your bet? Over-under. Like 80,
on
20,
him?
70, 30? What are you feeling right
now? On Elon Musk being a pedophile?
Yeah, right.
Definitely 80-20.
He was on Epstein Island. Don't we know that for sure?
Was he? I don't know if he was there.
I mean, he was claiming Trump was there recently.
I know billionaires in general are very weird people.
That's what I was thinking. No, it was that he claimed that Trump was there. I mean, I believe Trump was there too, for sure. I think they all were, to be honest.
Yeah. That's why the list isn't out.
Allegedly, of course.
Okay, so besides MTG Arena, anything else?
Like nothing really new. It's kind of still playing Rouse Aether 2.
I know what you're playing. I know what you're playing.
Me?
You can't hide it anymore. You're still on that Soul Calibur 2 train, buddy.
Yes. I'm playing a lot of Soul Calibur 2. That's true. I've been playing a shit ton of Soul Calibur 2. That game is so much fun.
That game is awesome. Well, are you playing just the Weapon Master mode, or like what? Are you playing online?
I mean, I'm not going to play versus random people because the online of that game is not going to be good. But like, sure. I played with Ricky a few times. I played with Coast. Like, someone wants to play, I'm down to play. That game is fun as shit.
It's great. Who's your main?
Nightmare. Well, Siegfried, but he's not in Soul Calibur 2, so Nightmare. But yeah, I always knew I liked Soul Calibur. I didn't realize till playing 2 again how much I really like Soul Calibur. Like, that game is great. Sad that with 6 probably not happening again, but
was 6 the last one?
Yes, last one.
It wasn't 6. I thought it ended with 4.
No, there was 5, and so 5. I originally didn't even buy it because the stuff they put into 5 I didn't like. The stuff that was missing, so I didn't get it. I got 6. But 6 had the issue where it was before rollback, and then COVID happened, so the online was shit in that game.
Okay.
So it kind of died, and it sold, but it didn't sell well enough because like I think it was Okubo was the director's name. He championed Soul Calibur, and because it didn't sell fast enough, he ended up leaving Namco Bandai. He's now at Cygames working on Grand Blue Fantasy Versus.
It's too bad because it really is a good game.
Yeah,
that sucks.
Have to wait a long time before someone else champions Soul Calibur, probably.
Seems like such an easy thing to do.
Also, I feel like it's getting a second win with being at Switch 2 launch and everybody playing it.
Yeah,
it could.
It's got to convince the big wigs at Namco Bandai to run another one, pretty much.
Have we done a Dreamcast list yet? Like the top? I don't think we have.
No, we haven't.
But that list would be extremely easy.
Dreamcast has 10 games, so
yeah.
No, but I don't know. I think top 10 would be kind of difficult.
No.
I think like the order in which
just ordering the 10 games that.
Yeah. Because Soul Calibur would definitely be on there. Both the Sonic Adventures would be on there.
Yeah,
Marvel vs. Capcom 2 would be on there. I think both the Sonics would be on there. What do you mean?
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm saying it's the one list.
Yeah, it'd be on 2.
It's not gonna win the other ones. Hey, you could do GBA, but I feel like I get outvoted there too. So,
or like Genesis, he'd be on the Genesis ones, of course.
Yeah, but
I don't think we'll ever do Genesis.
Yeah, are we doing Genesis?
We're all too young.
Well, we're not young. I think our parents just bought us Nintendo.
I mean, I never had
my
a Super
cousins had
Nintendo.
a Genesis.
Yeah, my cousins had a Genesis too. That's why
Okay.
I played it.
I never had an NES or an SNES.
Did you have Genesis instead?
I had a Sega Nomad, which is a handheld Genesis.
Sega Nomad. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Didn't that thing have like a requirement of 6 batteries or something?
Yes, you had to put 6.
Yeah, it was psychotic.
Oh my god, dude.
And then my actual first console was the Genesis or Dreamcast. Sorry.
What about you, Adam? Have you been playing any? Well, you've been playing Rematch.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Rematch lately. Hashtag
Rematch?
great product. It's the developers from Sifu that made a soccer game.
You got it for free?
Oh yeah, I did know about
I
that.
got it for free.
Hey, nice.
Dude, honestly, one of my favorite games I played this year so far. It's been so
Whoa.
fun. I've sank like almost 15 hours in it within almost 3 days, and it's incredibly well designed. It's not over the top in terms of like mechanics or anything like that. Like it's very simple, but it allows for a lot of skill to be played. Like there's a lot of tricky shit you can do in this shit, but it's very similar to Rocket League, where it's very fun casually. It can be very fun competitively. Like if you were to compare it to like a FIFA type video game. But yeah, very fun, very fun. Been playing a bunch of my Switch too as well. A lot of Mario Kart. Finished Pokemon finally. 100% that
Nice.
shit. What else have I been playing?
Yeah,
I've been
with the
thinking about
DLC.
playing. I did all the
Nice,
DLC as
nice,
well.
nice.
I was thinking about playing new Pokemon Snap soon because like I've been looking for things to play on my Switch too. And that game I bought when it came out in like 2021 or whatever the fuck. And I just never really played. I think I played like 5 minutes of it, and I was like,
Oh, it's
yeah,
really good.
this
I
is
think
whatever.
you'll like it. Yeah,
Yeah, so I'm probably gonna go back to that.
nice.
I went back to Apollo Justice, and I'm close to beating that now too. So
Nice.
other than that, just been chilling, collecting cards in Pocket. Just
I don't like the new set.
I don't like the new set either.
But I'm also a
What did
known
you,
EV disliker, so
What's everyone's best pull so far in that?
I got full art Penny.
I haven't really pulled anything good. Like I'm 6 or 7 cards away from finishing it, but all I've gotten were like full art evolutions, and that's it.
Oh yeah. I got full art Penny and an evolution. I think Leafeon.
Yeah, my best was Rainbow Sylveon. That was my best one so far.
Oh, that's pretty clean.
That's pretty good.
But yeah,
I
that's all I'm playing.
Shiny Zapdos and the 3D art.
Oh, that's
Sylveon.
clean.
Oh, that is good.
That's it for you?
For what I've been playing, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Roger?
I beat all of Super Mario Odyssey on Switch 2 since the last show. I did it in
you
one
did
sitting,
it
actually.
on stream.
That's right. I started playing and I thought, I'll play like a couple hours of it and just see what it's like on Switch 2. And then I just ended up really enjoying it, and I forgot how good the movement in that game was. And so I just beat literally the entire game in one sitting. I got all the way from the opening credits to the Mushroom Kingdom. I even did a little bit after that. And actually, since that live stream, I'm already at like the Dark Side Kingdom. I already got like 250 something moons just from like playing an extra hour off stream. And I'll probably get all the way to like the darker side. I feel like I'm having a good time just like turning it on randomly and testing it out and seeing how it runs in Switch 2. I still feel like it's like not top 3 for me for Mario games because of the post game. But I think the core game from like when you turn it on to the credits, like to the, where you capture Bowser and you get to the Mushroom Kingdom, that 8 hours is like the perfect 8 hours. I think it's like the perfect Mario game. That bit from like beginning to end is perfect. I think pacing wise, it's perfect. I think the music is all really good. The variety of your gameplay from right when you start the game to the end credits before the post game. I think the post game is where the game kind of falls apart, but I think like the actual
post game wasn't even that cool. Yeah.
That's what I mean. But like the actual core game from like the beginning to the Bowser capture is perfect.
I love the visuals in that game.
Yeah, visually. Yeah. Also, it looks really good on Switch 2. Like, I don't know what the technical upgrades they did for it are. I know it's one of the Switch 1 games that got a Switch 2 upgrade, but It was gorgeous, like significantly prettier than I remember it even being.
I just pulled a full art Flareon.
Oh, nice! Congrats.
I'm doing a second one.
Like the whole seaside kingdom, lake kingdom is so beautiful when you're under the water. Like the Bowser environment with like the fire and everything looks so good. Even like the snow area, I thought looked better on this version. Like the fogginess, you know, like when you first land and there's the snowstorm and then you have to like go to the little area and blow away some of the ice. I remember in the original Switch version being like this.
I got full art Jolteon,
and it looks just amazing in the Switch 2 version. You got a full art Jolteon?
I love the Jungle Kingdom so much.
You were just saying, Zeph, on my stream, you were like, the Lost Kingdom's your favorite part because you're like, it's basically Mario 64. You don't have your cap and you.
Well, even without that, it's the levels formatted like a Mario 64 level.
Yeah. But overall, man, Mario Odyssey.
You know what I also noticed that Roger changed his I
know. Yeah, I did because you were making fun of me. It's because of you. I did it literally because of you. You can know that now the way that I chronicle my game. It is. There's a second section on there now because you were making fun of me saying you got to play some real games. It's like I do play games. So now I separated it where because I did my halftime report of like the games I've beaten so far this year, and it's like games I've beaten in 2025 that are like actual games, and then there's an up-to-date section of like where I am with my mobile games. So like Honkai, Pokemon TCG Pocket, whatever. And then there's like a currently playing section too. So I can kind of keep track of like what it is I actually want to beat. And so far this year, I've beaten 26 games, not including the up-to-date.
Damn, I've beaten more than you this year then. Damn.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, a lot of the stuff that I've beaten this year is like really long stuff. Like looking at this, it's Monster Hunter Wilds, Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, Expedition 33, even like Mario Kart World to an extent. Like there's a lot of long stuff on here, but there's also some short stuff. Like it's balanced out with like beating the arcade modes and arcade versions of like some of the Marvel Capcom collection games, or like DKC Returns HD is on here, and it probably took me like 3 days or something. Yoshi Story is on here, which I was also playing again recently.
Fun game.
Story back. Did
I get you on that with the video that we did?
No, so actually we did that video, right, where we were doing the bingo of NSO games, and I thought of Yoshi Story for that challenge because I had beaten Yoshi Story earlier this year. I just did like a run of it. And I loaded it back up again because I turned on randomly the other night, I turned on Yoshi's Island on Super Nintendo NSO, and I was like, why am I not enjoying this as much as I remember like enjoying this game? Because I just played Yoshi Story, and I feel like objectively Yoshi's Island is a better game, right? Like it's better designed. It is a better game.
It's better looking. It's better designed.
Yeah.
It has better music.
But I think I like Yoshi's Story more. Like, because I keep finding myself going back to Yoshi's Story as like...
Well, they're entirely different games.
They are totally different games. But I feel like the vibe of Yoshi Story, at least in terms of like Yoshi games, because I'm not like a big Yoshi person. Like I liked Island and I like Story. And then I liked Whirly World. Okay, Whirly World was fine. Was that the Switch one with the little cardboard?
Whirly World?
Is that the one?
That's Wii U, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. What's the one that was on?
Crafted World is the shitty Switch one.
Yeah.
See, I thought Crafted World was okay. I didn't like love it, but I thought it was fine. And that's kind of how I feel about Yoshi games in general. I feel like most of them are just like they're fine. But I don't know. I just found myself playing more Yoshi Story this week and wanting to like unlock every level because I've beaten it. I can't even tell you how many times I've beaten Yoshi Story, but like I don't think I've ever fully unlocked on NSO every level. And like to get all the levels, you got to get the little happy hearts or whatever in each area, and then you have to kind of like play through the whole game over again. But it's been fun because there's like a lot of weird jumps in Yoshi Story, where if you flutter like the wrong direction or you forget where you're going, you kind of have to like start the whole level over again. And with the Switch 2, they added like rewind for the N64 games. So like there was one in particular, I was in the jelly area yesterday, like the underground, like the jelly sewer. It's like level 2. And I needed to get all the hearts to unlock like the 4th level of the 3rd chapter. And I could not flutter to get to this one right area. I kept like missing it. And then I remembered, oh yeah, I could just rewind. and it was really nice. So yeah, it's a good little game to fall asleep playing. So I was playing some Yoshi Story, and let's see. Yoshi Story, Mario Odyssey. Oh, Persona. I've been playing Persona 5, the Phantom X. I'm about, I think, 20 hours in now. I've beaten the first palace. I know you're playing it as well, Zeph. Overall, I'm sure we'll talk about it like on the main show now that like two of us are playing it. But it is just very different from what I was expecting. I think going into it, I thought it was going to be like a gacha game, right? Like I thought you were going to do pulls for Phantom Troop members or whatever, and it was going to have like a Persona-like battle system, auto combat. That's not what it is. This is like the next Persona game. This is like a full-fledged.
It's like it's a Persona game, but it's like a Persona 5 spin-off, but it plays like a Persona game.
Yeah, and like every trapping of the Persona games, whether it's like, all the after school stuff, the extracurricular stuff, your part-time jobs, the mementos, even the palaces. Like, are you at the first palace, Seth?
Yeah, I'm in there. I just haven't beat it.
You haven't beaten it yet?
I'm like, near the end of it.
The theming of the first palace is like a baseball stadium because the dude is like a disgraced former baseball player, and it feels straight out of Persona 5. It's like if you would have told
my
me
theory with the
dungeon from Persona 5, I would have believed you.
My theory with the story is that it's like Bizarre World Persona 5, because like the first guy is a lot like the first villain in Persona 5.
Right.
The pacing is almost the exact same.
Then
the shit happens with the girl.
Yep. You got the stuff with
and he's like a weird, for some reason in his palace, he's like a weird fucking sex guy.
Yep.
Is this the game that was a mobile game?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, so it's literally free to play. You could play it right now.
So I think
everything.
I think
the free to play game that I was thinking about playing. So
I think the story beats are like it's gonna be just like not inverted, just twisted up Persona 5 stories.
Yeah. I agree. I totally agree. But so far, I mean, I'm enjoying it way more than I was expecting to because it's like a full-fledged game.
Yeah, and I thought it was gonna be like Honkai, where it's like very segmented areas, and you're mostly like.
Yeah, and if you're not like if you're caught up to Honkai, it's literally just like a chapter of new content gets added every time. And to be fair, each chapter is like 8 to 10 hours long or whatever. But still, in all, it's like Honkai. The minute to minute like actual gameplay experience once you finish the core like Trailblaze quest or whatever is not really there. It's all
you're largely in menus.
Yeah, you're like doing your dailies and you're in menus and stuff, or you're doing whatever the new side missions are. Whereas this one, it's like Persona. You're just in Persona. You're playing a new Persona game, and it's good. I love the design of Lufel too. The little
he's better than Morgana.
He's cool. I like him a lot.
That's it.
I think so. Odyssey, Persona, and Yoshi Story.
Roger, are you going to play the Uma Musume game?
No, that's the horse racing thing.
Yeah,
no, I'm passing on that. I've had so many people asking me about it. I do want to. What I'm probably going to play next week is I need to play Deltarune. I've been like putting it off for a couple weeks, and I have
you should.
My Switch too, and I've heard it's really good. And I
chapter 3 and 4 are so. Well, chapter 4 in specific is so good.
And that's good because I feel like it's going to get to a point where if I wait much longer, I'm probably going to get spoiled on characters and story beats and stuff.
Well, there's already art everywhere of like the main.
I think I've already been spoiled.
But I'm not on like whatever Deltarune Twitter. It's like I don't see any of that. So thankfully, I haven't seen anything. But I want to do it sooner rather than later. Essentially,
Yeah, I would recommend it. I would also recommend not streaming it.
Really?
You will hate streaming it.
People will backseat you super hard. Like Shofu was playing Undertale. He got backseated so hard playing Undertale, he just stopped playing.
Wait, what do you mean? People are backseated?
If you don't play the game perfectly, your first playthrough, get every secret, see everything. The chat will. The new people that come into your chat that like Deltarune will fucking freak out.
Are they like? Do they have money? Because like I could set that up with sub goals, and then I don't care if they backseat me.
I seriously doubt it. I think they're kids.
Ah, crap. Because I was like, if they have money and I could take advantage, that's great.
I mean, they might, but it's just like it's one of those fandoms where people care a lot, but for some reason don't get that people want to experience this themselves.
Yeah, themselves. I get that.
The games are best. Like both of them are best played without knowing anything about them.
Yeah, like I played chapter 1 and chapter 2 completely off stream. I played them totally off stream. I still feel like I want to do at least one, just because I know people are asking about it. What would you recommend? Would you recommend 3 or 4 if I was going to do one chapter on stream?
4.
4? Okay.
Yeah.
Then I might do that. Yeah. But otherwise, it's like we're kind of in a waiting room for 2 weeks before Donkey Kong. I feel like that's going to take over my life.
Oh, yeah, that is
I guess
2 weeks away.
I have still been playing Mario Kart. I'm loving Mario Kart still. I stand by all the stuff I was saying on the main show still. I really like it. I didn't like. Did you guys have any issue with that thing where they took away the random races or something? Like, is that a thing?
No, I think people are taking that way out of. Like,
I understand the issue.
A bunch, I would have.
I don't
like
understand the
people are going
problem
into
with options. That's what should have happened.
Yeah. I mean, that seems like something they'll probably just add back in a little bit later.
The reason Nintendo games that go online and shit a lot, they don't shit ever, but Nintendo games that are primarily online is what I meant to say. They often have almost no different like game modes, and you can only play like one specific way. It's because Nintendo thinks if you have too many game modes, it's going to split the player base and make it really hard to find games in each mode. But do you know how many fucking people are playing the game? It's like, it's never going to be a problem.
Yeah, it's Nintendo games.
If Halo could do it, I think Mario Kart could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that bothers me.
I still really like it, though. I know there's like issues with it, and I know people aren't like thrilled with the price or whatever, but man, I'm just like, I really think this is the best one.
Oh yeah,
like,
wait.
I really, as a game, I feel like this is the best one.
Yeah.
I just looked in the Japan time chat and saw it. Yeah, when I streamed Kingdom Hearts, I would get a lot of crazy people similar to the Undertale people.
Oh yeah.
When I was playing it for the first time, does anyone remember my post where with the ice cream and I was laughing?
I don't.
Yeah.
That shit got like almost. Well, I guess it got viral on gaming Twitter, and I got so much hate. It was insane.
Wait, what did you post?
I posted the scene of Roxas's friend dying. And and he says who will I eat ice cream with while she's dying, and then I just lost my fucking mind. Yeah, people didn't like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, I've been playing the Persona game. We talked about it. And I've been smashing through the Trails games.
Oh, I did see you posting about that. What made you want to hop into Trails now with the remake coming out?
I don't know. I've been wanting to play an RPG, and nothing's been holding my attention, and then this held my attention.
What are you playing it on?
PC.
What system? PC. Okay.
Yeah, they're all on PC. I finished the first game. I'm at the end of the second game, and I'm going to start the third game when I beat that.
You're flying then.
Yeah.
Because aren't those games super long? They're like 80, 90 hours.
The first game isn't that long. The second game is pretty long. And third game's probably long too.
Do you think...
I'm pretty sure every game afterwards is extremely long.
Extremely long. Just curious, based on what you've played, do you think I would enjoy it?
Yes.
Really?
Dude, I don't know what I was about to say. Sorry. There have been so many cutscenes and moments where I'm like, wow, this is very like similar to how things in Xenoblade get paced.
Okay.
So I wouldn't be surprised at all, because I also didn't realize how old these games are.
Oh yeah, they started on PSP, didn't they?
Yeah.
I think even before.
No, I think the first one was on PSP.
The first game released in 2004. Is that PSP?
For what? On PSP? Yeah.
Is that on PSP? Okay.
Would have been.
Okay. But yeah,
PC.
I would not be surprised at all if the head writer took some inspiration from how the stories are handled, because there's a lot of individual character stories going on at the same time as the main plot as well. And then there's
you made a post where you said if you open a treasure chest and you talk to your party, they all say different things.
No.
That's a cool
every treasure chest, after you open it and press A on it again, has a different message that says something. But I think that stops after the second game because it was like a weird English only thing. But yeah, they're very good. I like it a lot. Obviously, if I'm playing it this much, it's kind of all I've been playing. Let me think. Yeah, I think I've just been playing that. I started playing Street Fighter 6 again on and off. That's because it's a new season. I wanted to try it. I've barely even played it at all, so that's been cool. The remake, I hope, for Trails gets people into the series.
Is it on Switch too?
The remake?
Yeah, in fact, I think it's on Switch, isn't it?
It's probably. Yeah.
I'm down to try it out.
Yeah. Cool. It's a cool series. I like it a lot. But yeah, I guess that's it for the video game stuff. So like I mentioned, I asked the community for help because I've been fucking tired and busy a lot the past 2 weeks. So one of them, I thought would be fun to just talk about quick was, we talked about ghosts and stuff. This is different. It's not just so the definition's clear. Do you have any like weird superstitions?
Superstitions. I mean, other than believing in ghosts and aliens, I feel like I don't know.
If I say like some people
shit, like don't walk under a ladder type shit.
Some people it's also like things people will be like people won't talk about a person dying in real life because then they might speak it into existence. You know, that kind of.
Or like, yeah, people that say they're dying and then in actuality, like, you know, they're just fine, but then they find out later on that they're dying.
That's just karma.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, does karma count as a superstition?
Yeah, it would. Karma. It would.
Yeah.
You believe in karma?
Oh, 110%. Of course. Absolutely. I know this because so many people whose downfall I wanted to see happen, it's already come true. So.
Is that karma? Are you just not casting like a voodoo spell on them?
They were shitty people, so it's fine. It is what it is.
Do you think, but what about do you think if you're evil enough, you're unaffected by karma? Because there's been a lot of evil people.
Level. I don't think karma affects everybody equally.
Yeah.
But I think that some people who are just unfortunate enough and that the universe can say we can realistically do something about this person, it's going to do something about that person.
Yeah,
because there's like shitty people in governments that, you know, ruin people's lives, but there's so many people involved that like it wouldn't be easy to just like have something.
Well, I'm also saying like
whereas like with a normal everyday person that like whose life is unaffected, you know, by your lives and vice versa, like you two are never going to come into contact. I think like if you do something bad in that situation, I could see it coming back to bite you in the butt. Yeah.
I think, I don't know. It's weird because there's been a lot of evil people, like really evil people, who just ended up living a comfortable life.
Long life.
And
bro, Dick Cheney is still alive with like
at home.
Artists,
yeah, that's shit's insane.
How is he still alive? He should be dead.
He's like, he probably looks like Darth Vader under the mask.
That's what I'm saying, man. How is he still alive?
Yeah. So I think if you believe in karma, then you'd have to believe like if you hit a certain point of evil, then like you're greater than karma.
Man, I also don't even know if that's a thing. I think it's just a scale. I think it's a scale.
Yeah.
Like I have no evidence of this, but I'm pretty sure at some point, like Donald Trump probably hooked up with a hooker and she probably gave him chlamydia. Like I think that happened probably at some point. Like I don't know, I can't prove it, But I think it's little things like that. You know what I mean? Just little things.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably
And he
right.
probably had like some type of health scare at some point, you know. Maybe he still will. Who knows?
With this, because trying to think of something 100% superstitious. I can't really think of anything specific, but it's more like this is more religious than superstitious. But it's like it's close enough that I keep a palm or 2 palms from Palm Sunday in my car for like protection and safety.
Are they big ass leaves?
No, they're like tiny leaves.
Oh.
My dumbass thought that you literally meant like the palm of like someone's hand. Like I thought they
No,
were like little mini
palm
hand
from a
keychains.
palm tree.
Yeah, like
palm, that makes more sense.
Yeah, because it's
That
based
makes
on
more
the.
sense. Yeah.
I forget where Jesus went, but during Easter, Jesus came into the city and they laid out palms for him to walk on. So Palm Sunday.
Yeah, he was in a desert.
Certain churches do give out palms to their members for that, and so
How does Jesus always get brought up on these?
Because he's a fucking
Jesus, bro. He's great.
he's a chill guy.
On the regular show, but it's
Yeah, we like
Jesus. Brought up
Jesus.
here.
He's cool.
What did Jesus last play recently?
Jesus is definitely playing Soul Calibur, 100%. He's playing Soul Calibur through McDareth. He said, that's
Actually, yeah,
right there.
yeah. If you believe, because I don't believe in nothing, but if you do, you'd have to, because isn't Jesus in everyone or something? So he'd be playing every game simultaneously.
The Holy
Father, the
Spirit,
Son, and
yes.
the Holy Ghost, bro. Of course, yeah. So he's playing Soul Calibur right now.
Yeah,
He's playing Trails with you.
yeah. He's playing every game at once.
Switch 2. Bro, that's all the people who are angry at Switch 2 owners. That could be the thing you could tell back at them.
Oh yeah, you should talk about that.
Jesus is playing Switch 2.
You should talk about that.
Talk about what?
The people that are posting angrily about people who own the Switch 2.
They're dumb. They're broken. They're dumb.
No. You should.
Basically what it
Have you seen the post? You explain one of them.
Wait, what do you mean? It's
Like-
literally just a bunch of stupid people. It's like, you can play this on your Steam Deck. It's like, yeah, I could emulate
Oh
this.
no! I thought you saw. I thought you.
got like
is
five-
stupid.
I thought you saw the post I saw.
Oh no! What post did you see?
Did you see the
Fill me in.
post with the Switch 2s and the pizzas?
With the pizzas? I feel like I should know about this.
So someone took a picture of them, and I assume their partner. They each got a Switch 2 and a pizza for themselves.
Okay.
And they took a picture of that and posted it on Twitter, like as a fun thing. Like, look at what we got and what
yeah,
we're
look
doing
at it.
tonight.
We're having a fun night. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the fucking like first quote retweet, and it blows up. Is wow, some people are so privileged, and then it just went from there.
That word has lost all fucking meaning. Like, holy
Dude,
shit.
yeah, privilege has no meaning anymore. I agree. When you have it used in that sense, talking about a Switch 2, it's like, come on, man.
I just think you shouldn't take anyone's opinion on Twitter seriously if they have like 200 followers.
I agree.
Well, even if like there's bot accounts that are ran that, but they're usually obvious at least that have like thousands of followers. It's just so weird.
Even on well, this wasn't the person angry at me at Switch 2, but when we talked about Mario Kart, a comment was left on same person. Comment was left on both the YouTube and the Spotify, and like it's of course they don't criticize anything about the game that all these people said was bad with it. And it's like basically
It was so
Nintendo shills, and it's like
you
what?
said that, and that reminded me. I did get a tweet. I thought it was funny. I literally screenshotted it and I sent it to someone who would find humor in it without outing the employee. But someone commented underneath one of my posts, and they said, "It's such a shame, Roger. I want to watch your One Piece content so bad, but knowing that you support Nintendo means that I have to swear off of you forever. I deeply apologize, and I wish nothing but the best for you. But I have to throw you away as I've thrown away my Nintendo."
What the
and it's
fuck?
like, and I screenshotted it and I sent it to, like I said, an employee friend of mine, and they started laughing, and we got
a lot of people online, I think, should have like carers.
Yes, I agree. They should get offline.
They should have carers.
Okay, but let's be real. For Japan time at least, this is basically a Nintendo podcast. What do you expect?
Like, what are you watching?
I don't want to get into it right now, but
where
like,
was that guy from who said, "Oh, I'm gonna not watch your One Piece stuff anymore because you like Nintendo"? Like, where was that dude for the last 8 years when I literally was breaking down, sobbing over Pichu being in Smash Ultimate? Like, where have you been, bro? Where have you been?
I don't get into it and explain everything right now, but me personally, as a gay, like as a whole, I don't even really like care about it that much. I don't dislike it. I don't like it. I just don't care about it. I haven't talked about it on the podcast intentionally because everyone's fucking excited talking about the new game. I didn't feel like bringing it up. So if that guy's listening, did I say as a gay?
Yeah, you said as a gay.
All right, as a gay. My bad. I don't know why I said it's the end of Pride Month. Shout out gay people.
Wasn't also shout out? Wasn't there a crazy comment right after we had that discussion on the post show, the last episode? Someone that commented, and they were like, "This is the most homophobic show on the internet." We're like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah,
like,
I saw that.
Like,
They were saying that AO at this point is like borderline homophobia.
It technically is, but it's also funny. So like, some things are bad and also funny. So it's like, relax. I don't think. I think if a majority of a group doesn't care, then you need to shut the fuck up. Because I don't see any gay people mass complaining about people saying that. And they don't fucking complain about it when we joke about innocent people getting blasted by a plane.
And we don't do that anymore.
So not complaining about...
Oh, for a second, I did not know what you were referring to, and then I was like, "Wait, what?" Yeah, no. I think there's also just a lot of people that are too young that genuinely don't remember 9/11.
Yeah,
it was not even that. That just general.
I don't think we have that young of a fan base.
Yeah, that too.
I think it's like.
Yeah,
it's
actually, I would die to know what
I'm pretty sure our main demographic is 25 and over.
I mean, it is. Our demographic is around our age, but I think we have a decent amount of people who are young enough that they weren't alive then.
See, I've said this before. I think we even talked about this on the show, but you would imagine, because I cover Nintendo and like anime stuff, that my audience would be slightly younger. But my audience is primarily the 25 to 34. And then it is 35 to 50. And then it is like 18 to 25. And then it's 65 and over. And then after that, it's under 18, which is crazy.
Yeah,
so
it's because
the watching me than kids.
The thing you cover and the things we like are all things that existed for so long. So those people are just our age because we grew up at the same time. It's just
Yeah.
I put a picture in the podcast chat of it for the Japan Time channel.
I mainly think it's just how people just get outraged about things too fast, too easily now, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Everyone wants to be upset at something, and it's just like
people actively look for things to be mad about.
Yeah. I just feel like I see this so many times where people, they'll respond on a quote retweet, or they'll like send an angry comment or something. And I genuinely believe this. I just feel like not everybody, free speech is great, right? But I do feel genuinely that like some people maybe shouldn't have it. Some people, it should be like a 3-strike system. You know what I mean? With free speech,
people just need to realize.
Where you just say some crazy shit, and after like 3.
Well, people, what it needs to be is renamed, because free speech doesn't mean you can say fucking whatever you want. So that's what people think.
Exactly. You can't be like crazy racist or saying like horrible stuff to people and wishing death upon people constantly, and not have any repercussions. And if you remove the anonymity from the internet, right, then that's like a whole different, separate, potentially scary thing. But also, like, if you didn't have anonymity on Twitter and you had faces to match with some of the stuff that people were saying, it's like I don't think people would say half the stuff they say.
Oh, well, when some people say bad enough things online, people find out who they are, post their face, and call their job. So
isn't like it's also the fact that like some people say heinous shit online, and then nowadays like companies like there's like I don't watch TikTok, but a YouTube channel that covers TikTok videos. So TikTok. A guy who's doing jobs, his job is to do background checks for like Fortune 500.
Oh yeah, sure,
like that, right?
sure.
So, girl graduated from a top Ivy League college, top of her class, applies to this job. He goes and checks all her stuff, and then he finds a comment where someone was being incredibly racist during the Minecraft movie. And then she commented on it, basically supporting him. He found that and like, oh, congratulations, you're now blocked from all these companies. It's like, what? Why do people even do this? Just like, shut up. It's like,
what is your
that shit to yourself?
That is crazy, man.
Like,
wasn't there somebody where like they got hired by NASA and then somebody from NASA tweeted at them and said like, oh, congratulations or something, but like, oh, watch your mouth. And then they said back to the person, they were like, suck my dick or something.
Yeah, it was like a lead engineer or something.
Yes, and he was like a lead engineer for NASA.
Yeah, it was like Mr. NASA.
Like, what are you doing, man? That's crazy.
Yeah. And they completely lost the job. And like that's just
no. They got it. The guy, like, he understood. He was like,
oh.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm just trying to show you. Watch what you're saying. You never know.
He said because I think they were like hyped up, and then some account tweets that at you, and you might think it's fake. I don't know.
Yeah, sure, of course. Dang, that's crazy though.
There's something. It's like that's an example. Like, I don't think people should lose their entire careers over small things. Like,
no, I agree.
We've turned being a bad person or doing something bad into
you're a person.
Something twit longerable. Like, if I said mean things about a YouTuber or a streamer and they make a twit longer about it's not worth it. I'm just fucking saying something I think. I don't know. A lot of people. It has happened to a few people.
You say that just literally just reminded me. Do any of you know what's going on with that like Arc System Works thing where someone got banned from a Arc System tournament? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I mean I saw that pop up. I have no idea.
No,
why they got banned.
What?
It was like there.
I can find.
There were some like players that I guess got banned from some Guilty Gear tournament, but it came from like Twitter drama or something. It was like one of them made some like fake allegation.
Some people shouldn't be on that ban list, but there's people that are like, it's been way too long for action.
That they should have been banned before. Yeah. Okay, so they're known people then. This isn't just like
it's not like it's only they're barred from entering certain tournaments for 3 months. That's literally all it is.
That doesn't
like what did they do?
Yeah, what did that's what I want to know.
I don't know. I don't know fully. I know one of them I think made false accusations on someone.
That's the one. Yeah, right. That's the one that I had seen.
Okay, well that's bad. But if it was just like that's something that happens bad in the Smash community. If you're mean to a player or something, you can get banned for that.
Yeah.
You shouldn't get banned.
Don't get banned for a long time
unless you're like targeting them and consistently bullying them. Like, it's not a problem. It's really not.
All of the esports is just in a position where
it's a kindergarten.
Because it's not as professional as actual sports.
And that's why esports are boring as fuck.
Well, I wouldn't say they're boring. Like, I do think some things that happen in game are pretty fucking cool, but outside of that, it's extremely clicky. It's literally who you know to make progress in whatever community you're in. But that's like a whole discussion we could have if y'all really want.
I'm just curious, while we're on the topic of esports, is there like, obviously there must be like a hardcore Splatoon community?
Yeah, there is.
But based on my interactions with other Nintendo communities, I'm just
they're not
curious,
good.
Like, okay, they're not good. I was just curious, like, how Splatoon's community fares like against Smash. I would say Smash is like worst of the worst.
They're racist and like little Smash kids. Brothers.
Okay.
I don't even think Smash is the worst of the worst. It's just
for Nintendo, I'd say it is.
I think it's pretty bad now.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
It's also the largest if we're doing just Nintendo.
But I think it's pretty bad by just scene standards. Like, there's constantly fucking something.
There's always exactly. Like, Nintendo constantly wants to.
No, it's not Nintendo even. Like, there's a player will fucking do something somewhere.
No, Nintendo does not want anything to do with like Nintendo doesn't want anything to do with that is what I mean.
Yeah, like the shit that just happened with fucking Mango. He got dropped by C9. It's fucking insane.
Dropped by C9. He got banned off Twitch. Like he definitely fucked.
The ban off Twitch is crazy to me.
I think that is something like
that's part of the discussion we were having earlier, where like
Yeah.
things go just too far. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I understand him getting banned from the community, like that's perfectly fine, all of that shit. But like, ban off Twitch is a little like there's people on the platform already
on a Twitch stream. That's the whole thing. So then at that point,
yeah,
Was
like
it his Twitch stream though? It was Ludwig's,
someone,
wasn't it?
no, one of the
It
girls.
was not on Twitch.
Oh,
It wasn't on Twitch. Okay.
Wait, what? I thought you said it wasn't.
I was asking because I know one of the girls was streaming when it happened. It was streamed, like she was streaming.
But he like I think sexually assaulting multiple women on camera. But like
it was on Twitch, so at that point you kind of have to get banned.
There's an issue at like as well, like at the event no one said anything, and then I see also clips of Ludwig making Mango fucking blow on the breathalyzer and then saying out loud what the high number is and celebrating and like clapping and like
I mean, that whole thing was definitely fucked because like obviously it's still fuck Mango for doing it.
Yeah.
Like, there's people around him are just yes men, and
but he's a clear alcoholic and everyone was enabling it.
Yeah, pretty much. So like it just finally some shit happened because people are just letting this go and thought, oh, this is fine. And it's like no, this is
like if you give an addict a bunch of shit,
done something.
It's gonna yeah. But that's why that's a complicated situation because a lot of people are like he did the stuff, he's still liable. Like I am very well versed in drugs, and drinking alcohol doesn't magically change your personality or make you do things you don't want to do.
Exactly. It heightens.
So like, yeah, it's still, but more people need to be looked at than just Mango. And I don't think
whole community. I mean, like,
no. I think Ludwig specifically needs to be looked at, and I think not looked at, but I think they should be by their peers. They should be looked at differently. The men at the event that were watching Mango do that and not saying or doing anything, because that's fucking crazy.
Say something though. Wasn't he like
barely
offer or something?
Barely.
I thought he did.
Barely. Even I thought like even when Ludwig did his apology stream, one of the things he said is like, "Oh, Mango would help me," and I thought it was funny. It's like, bro, if that's happening, say fucking something so that's not seen as something that's fine. Like I just don't get it.
Yeah,
it's the case where wouldn't have said anything if it wasn't caught.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's amount of times Mango is like, even on the Smash documentary and stuff, he's like drinking and doing crazy stuff.
That shit just happens. Trust me, I got some stories about some Smash after party shit. Like,
yeah, a lot of Smashers have problem with alcohol.
I mean, look,
there's a weird
2020.
The Smashers just have social problems, man.
At events, it's like expected that you get fucked up for Smash.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird.
It has been less so now, from what I've seen at least. But yes,
yeah, it definitely has. I will. Yeah,
there was this like go to hotel rooms and drink.
And drink a bunch. Yeah,
get fucked up and then get banned. So stupid.
I really can't think of any other community that would even compare to the lows of the Smash community.
I mean, people drink in other communities. They just. I don't know, shit.
Oh, not the drinking. Way. I'm talking about
like the players. Yeah,
just in general.
Culture of it.
Yeah,
because it's so strange. There's like not really COD. It like Smash is like a lot of highs and like their peaks and the lows are like so drastic.
Yeah,
and a lot of other communities, it's just like so dispersed. When they do happen, and I feel like it's never as extreme.
It's usually localized issues, not scene-wide problems. Like people that I know in real life that don't know anything about the competitive scene know Smash as like that game that people that pedophiles like competitive. It's crazy because it was in news articles.
Yeah.
Well, of course. I mean, it was literally that entire summer. It was every single day there was somebody new and some other thing, or some people drunk at some party, and it's like every single day was that. So of course it's gonna get that.
Yeah.
And again,
It
for
sucks,
such a
man,
long
because,
time,
like,
you had so many people who still were like, we're in the community.
There's
and, like,
one
doing stuff.
person that just sours the fucking whole thing, and then your entire community gets labeled as that. When it's like, it's really not.
Yeah.
You know, it was like in the case of that Smash Summer, it was really like 4 or 5 of them that did really, really, really bad stuff. And then it just it was like an avalanche almost.
Like a chain effect.
Afterwards. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. It was like, because then you found out other stuff and you're like, wait,
because
what?
then you find out like people are complacent and knew it was happening and didn't do anything.
Exactly.
Or just like protecting people.
Right, because of like whether they're
people who shouldn't have been
financial
protected.
interest.
There's so much rug sweeping.
People. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I guess funnier or a happier topic now. Another one I was suggested. It was from the same guy actually. It was careers you wanted.
Hold on.
What?
Did anyone even say what their superstition was?
No,
Roger and I did.
it was like karma and. What was yours?
What's yours?
Mine was like someone. It's more religion than superstitions.
Oh yeah. No,
but what's Coast? Wait, I want to know.
Do you have one?
I don't really have one. Like I can't really think
I thought you stopped us. I don't have one either.
Because you wanted to tell us.
No, I couldn't remember if anyone said.
Oh yeah.
No, we just went on a crazy tangent from that. Yeah, the thing I was gonna say was career you wanted as a kid, and then how you look at it now.
Veterinarian. I wanted to be a vet. Then how that changed is I took my our husky we had to the vet and saw they had to muzzle him and all this stuff. I was like, "Yep, can't do this."
Mine was, I think it was astronaut.
Nice.
Because I was really into just astronomy. I still am, but I was like really, really like that was the only thing I was interested in. And then I was just like, yeah, I'm not good at science and I don't think I can excel in that field of study. So I just gave up.
Mine was chef for a little bit. And then my parents were like, you don't want to do that. That's going to suck.
Yeah, your parents are like, you can't get anywhere
like,
pieces, Roger.
That's not going to suck. No, but they really were like, you don't get your holidays off. People are going to be horrible and rude and you're just not going to have a good time. And obviously like I was doing theater ever since I was a kid. So part of me was like, oh, it'd be fun to be like a theater teacher. You know, like I think I'd be a fun theater teacher. But YouTube like wasn't a thing obviously at the time. Like I never thought in a million years, like I could make money playing video games. And so when I was in college and like, I started going to E3s and like networking in the industry, I was like, well, maybe I could like work in game journalism. And then I saw how weird that was too. And I was like, I don't really want to do that. And so I had like the skills from college to do social media work or to, if I wanted to, I could have been a theater teacher or whatever. And and then YouTube took over and there we go. Now here we are all these years later. Been doing it full time for 7 years.
For me, as a kid, I never like really wanted like I probably had like stupid, insane like your typical kid ideas like I want to be a firefighter or whatever. But when I got older in like teenage years, I thought I'd be a teacher, but then I got a little older and realized how much teachers have to put up with and how little they get paid.
That's the other thing about it, right? Going back to the theater teacher thing is like, I think especially COVID, like seeing how people treat teachers and all this kind of stuff and what they have to deal with some of the parents. Yeah. It's like knowing how I am and like the outbursts that I have, I feel like I could never be a teacher. I think I would last like 1 week and I would be banned. I would tell something like I tell some kid that I do. I think I tell some kid like terrible. I tell him something terrible like I wish you were dead or your mom should have swallowed.
Oh my god!
Yes, and he'll just say it's like an offhand comment, not think about it.
I mean, I would not thought about it, and then I would have gotten kicked out. Yeah, but I would have probably said that less so to the kids. I would have probably said that to the parent. The parent would have said something, and I'd be like, "Well, I hope you die tonight" or something, and then like I would have gotten.
Yo,
obviously people online wouldn't. Obviously, people online wouldn't know this, but I am good with kids, and I'm pretty good at controlling a crowd, so I don't think I would have had any issues as a teacher.
I'm good
but
at
then
controlling a crowd too, but I think that the temper thing is what would have gotten me. My temper is like
I have a bad temper, but only for adults.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like to the parents that come in for parent-teacher conference and their kid's a piece of shit, and they're like, "Why did you kick my kid out of the class?" It's like, "Well, you raised a shitty kid, dumbass." You know, and then I would have gotten kicked out. Like that's the problem. You know.
And then as I got older, like closer to college, I was actually getting ready. Like I was ready to do it. Like I was like getting ready to do detective work. But then I was like, oh wait, and then I have to work for the cops. And then I didn't do it. And then that's it. Those were the only ones that I wanted to do. Then I ended up working with dead bodies.
How did that like come into play? When did you realize like, oh, this is maybe something I'd be good at?
After detective, I needed something because I was like,
that's crazy. But that jump from
listen. So I was like, I need something. I need a career because I don't want to just sit here and rot. So I was like, I was scrolling the college I was gonna go to and seeing what like what required the least from you, and it was that. So I was like, okay.
Dang. Do you like it though? Like, do you like your job? Like,
yeah,
not in a weird way, obviously, but I mean, like, do you find it fulfilling?
Yeah,
I find that fascinating.
That's the whole point. It's because you can help people in a way no one else can help them.
Yeah, right.
And it's also people are trusting you a lot. That's why it's like it's super disrespectful and annoying when people make fucking the corpse jokes. It's insane.
They're actual people, of course.
It's insane to say that. And also it's insane to say that about people that will one day have your loved ones in their care. So like just relax, dude. Yeah, so I just picked that because I grew up fucking watching gore videos online a lot and like cartel stuff and just stuff like that.
You chose to? This wasn't like you were actively searching on like.
Well, one day I saw something by accident, and then then again, and then I got interested, and here I am.
Dang. I mean, it works for that though. If you're not like bothered. You know,
I don't like. I don't watch the videos, and I'm not like enjoying them. It's a weird. It's a weird.
But I know
thing.
what you mean. It's like
I'm interested. Yeah.
It's like when it's like how people watch fucking
Saw or whatever.
Like ingrown toenail removals or fucking like.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
People watch that.
Yeah, people watch that shit, man.
Or like, what's the gross? The pimple popper. Or whatever?
Dude, that's a woman thing.
Oh, that's so gross.
First, have you guys noticed that every woman in my life that when I've had a pimple, let me pop it for you? No.
That's always the weirdest thing. I'm like, why? Ugh.
But yeah, that was it. I'm
surprised people watch the ingrown toenails. I will say because
that's just disgusting.
Very easily, it sucks. It like.
Oh, man.
I don't get it now because it was actually bad enough. We went to, I don't remember what a foot doctor is called. It's not a pediatrician, whatever. We had to go to a foot doctor just to get it inspected because like big toe is purple on the side because it was that bad. And he looked at it and is like, yeah, this is so bad. I have to operate. We have to do it right now. This is actually really bad.
God. Whoa.
So both my large toenails, he cut them both into like triangle shapes. And then from then on, I just don't cut them short anymore. And it's been fine. But it was like, I had to, okay, so it's got a little gross, but I had to myself cut the toenail low enough to be able to dig under the skin and pull it out. And that happened. That was a consistent thing I had to keep doing until that happened.
Damn.
So that shit sucked.
Yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say.
What's the worst injury you guys ever had?
When I fell off that ride, I've told that story so many times on Japan Time, but when I fell off that carnival ride, that's the only one. I've never broken a bone, but that was very scary when I fell off that and sliced my head open.
Probably like
we did a
leg break or foot break.
We did injuries, didn't we?
Did we?
I think we did.
Because mine was the rock on the swing that inverted.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we did. We definitely did.
I want to keep this going for a little longer, but I need to use the bathroom. So I guess little intermission.
No, I can answer this thing we did before because I brought up the picture.
Perfect.
We didn't do it.
Let's do it.
So our top by 54.7% is 25 to 34 year olds. Next by 21.1%.
10 seconds. No, 30 seconds. A minute.
Okay.
Longer.
Is 18 to 24 year olds. Then 13% is 35 to 44 year olds. And then it's like split up. But next is 45 to 54, then 55 to 64, then 65. And at 0.6% is 13 to 17. So
see, that's what I'm saying is I think people have this idea that like video game channels have much younger audiences, but I'm like, unless you're playing Roblox or Fortnite or like not even
Minecraft.
Fortnite. Yeah, it's like Minecraft or Roblox. You're not really going to have that young of an audience.
We also don't really do TikTok, so we're not getting that audience either.
yeah, we haven't been well. Not
You
gonna
got to
lie
get
to you.
me. You got to get me
The-
dressed up in a cat outfit, and I'll do that
the
Mario
TikTok
3D
got
World
fucking-
video.
No,
game.
you're not. No, you're not.
After the TikTok got banned because Ricky Cocaine has the words cocaine in
Because
it,
we
so they
said
just
cocaine.
banned us. It's like, you
Yeah.
know what? I don't know if I want to be fucking bothered.
We need it. No, we definitely do have to do that if we want to grow. We need to do the thing. You know what? How they like changed the name of like murder and all that.
Unalive.
They're like
yeah.
unalive. We got to do that with Ricky.
We'll just
I mean,
we'll
we
say
just call him Ricky, but it's like every single thing we post for TikTok has to be censored because we're gonna say some shit that's just gonna be banned off the platform. It's kinda
even
annoying.
Coke like by itself, if you're talking about the drink Coke, can sometimes be flagged as like cocaine, you know. So you gotta I liked like we made that joke about like when Kit and Krista come on, we call Ricky something else. We call him like Richard Pharmaceutical or something.
Richard Snowman.
Yeah, Richard the Snowman. Which I actually think is pretty funny. Like having, I still thought, you know, this is a weird tangent, but one thing when, you know, Disney obviously acquisitioned X-Men and Deadpool and like 20th Century Fox, I thought it would have been so funny if the first Deadpool movie wasn't like super vulgar and super gory, and that it was like them playing on the idea that they have to do like family-friendly versions of things. So I thought like when he cut someone's head off or something, there'd be like rainbows or like he'd have other interesting synonyms instead of just like swearing constantly. And they didn't really play with that as much as I wanted them to. I thought that'd be like a
I like
fun
they did the little bit of like, yeah, we can't talk about cocaine. It's
cocaine
like
is the one thing. Right, but see, that's my point is the
take
one
other
thing
words.
that they're not able to say is cocaine. And that's literally one of the guest hosts of our show who has cocaine in
Who
his
are we talking?
name.
I just got back.
Oh, we're
Ricky,
talking about how
Ricky.
we got like banned from TikTok because
Oh.
one of the things said Ricky Cocaine, so they banned us from TikTok. But the thing that pisses me off is they don't just tell you that. They say, "Oh, well, we think you're doing bad evasion." It's like, what the fuck are you
Right.
talking about? So for weeks we're going around in circles about this. It's dumb.
I don't think it's worth it. You have to walk on eggshells on there.
Yeah, you do. Well, that's what Coast was just saying, like unalive and all that kind of stuff. Also, real quick, McDareth, while you were gone, went over the breakdown of like our demographics, and I shared mine in the podcast room just for like the difference.
Yeah, it's like
And you can see it's like, yeah, it's older. It's like, you know, 24% is like 18 to 24, 43%, 25 to 34, and 18% is 35 to 44. So it's like we do benefit from having a younger audience. I mean, an older audience, excuse me, versus a younger audience. Yeah, Ricky Snowman is funny. I like that. Richard Snowman.
yeah, no, TikTok sucks. If you can make content on there, then great. But if you can't, then not the end of the world.
It is good for like if you're multi-streaming stuff because TikTok Live is pretty lucrative. But yeah, realistically, it's like unless you're actively making content that you know is going to do well, it doesn't really seem worth it to like invest in it. You kind of already have like I feel like the people who really succeed on TikTok is their main platform. Like TikTok is far and away their biggest platform.
Yeah. So I forgot to bring this up during the game part, but have you guys gotten anything on the summer sale? Nintendo's doing one too.
I'm gonna be getting. I forgot to buy it today. I gotta do it. I guess after this, I gotta buy Haste because me and Mike are planning to play Haste because they added multiplayer to it.
What's Haste?
It's like how do I explain it? It's like kind of like a speedrunning type game. Trying to think of Sonic,
I was
what's the
wondering
game?
how long it would take you to mention.
Like Sonic Unleashed type shit. Like,
Yeah, you're like running. It seems not exactly Sonic, but you could look at it and say, "Oh, this could be a Sonic game."
yeah,
kind of
like
thing.
it's Sonic type.
I'm looking right now at the summer sale page, like the main page, and just some of the deals they have. Like I already have Ghost of Tsushima on PS4, so I don't need to get it for PC. I see Black Myth Wukong is down to like 45, but still,
Oh, Haste looks cool.
no
Yeah,
doubt
it's
I'm
super
going to
cool.
play that anytime soon.
There's
God
like
of War is
there's some good
47.
deals, like the Crash Bandicoot trilogy collection, or whatever the hell
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
it's like $5.
Yeah. I'm
Crash
pretty sure the
trilogy is
Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty
The
sure the
Batman- yeah,
Batman,
the Batman one's going
collection is
sale a
also
lot.
cheap.
Yep. Cuphead with the
Um,
DLC is 6. That's pretty good.
Roger, I don't know if you know about this website, but looking for like when you're looking at sales, I'd recommend just going to gg.deals.
GG.deals.
Yeah, it'll show like this isn't a sponsor.
Should be.
It sounded a lot like it. It'll show you like the lowest possible price, and like it'll show if it's like historical low.
or just like the
Oh, that's why
average
Crash
scale
Bandicoot's
for-
on the top. Yeah, it says $4 for the entire trilogy right now. $4? Wow. I never actually played a Crash game all the way through.
I haven't either.
Never.
I've never played
Ever.
a Crash game at all.
Yeah, I've never played a Crash game.
Actually, that's a lie. I played the Crash Team Racing game.
Well, I guess I guess I was forgetting that to get to the very, very end of a Crash game, you need to do a lot of extra shit.
No, but I mean, like, I've never even. I think
I've never played one. Period.
I played that level in the first game. That's like also in Uncharted, and I played like bits and pieces of 3. I think
Is that
at my cousin's house, and that's it, man. I don't think I've ever played anything else.
because like Crash? I know I played a lot of Crash 3. Crash 1.
The first one is the one where you're like running in the jungle and there's the apples and stuff with the tiki mask
the Wampa Fruit.
I-
I mean, that's every Crash game.
or the Wampa. Oh, okay. What was like the
Literally every
first?
Crash game.
But where you're like running and it's like away from the camera and it's like
Yeah.
straight ahead.
I mean,
Oh.
the first level in Crash 1 is on a beach. I'm pretty sure.
That's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of I've played for sure the first level of Crash 1, and I played a little bit of Crash 3 at my uncle's house
Crash
because
3's really
he had a
cool.
PlayStation,
That's probably
and
the one I played.
I have a
the
lot of
most.
cousins. I don't think I've ever actually played more than like 3 levels though.
Well,
I should
that's
buy
like Crash
this
1 for me.
just to future proof if they ever put Crash in Smash Brothers, so then I could do playing Crash for the first time.
The remakes are
I should
good.
just buy
Crash 1 is a hard fucking game. Crash 1 is really hard.
I think that's the other reason why I never played them is because like I think I had heard that they're notoriously difficult, and like I heard the same thing about Klonoa, and I hated Klonoa, so I just like
Well, 2 and
figured it's
3,
not for me.
in my opinion, aren't nearly as hard. Like Crash 1 just has some levels in Crash 1 are just like, was this meant for kids?
Mm, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
There's that one that's like the bridge that's floating in the space, and it's like there's a fog, so you can't see that far ahead of you, and there's certain things are broken. If you die, there's not that many checkpoints. Like that one is, you can cheese it, but that one is really hard, and it's like a kid's game. So yeah, Crash 1 is notoriously hard. The other ones aren't as much, but I think the hardest part in the later Crash games, and 4 brought this back, is when you want to finish the game, you need to get everything. That means breaking every single box, getting all the Wumpa fruit. Like it's a lot.
See, that's not my thing.
But you don't have to do that. You can just play through.
No, of course,
and
of course.
if you want like the special ending, you gotta do all that. But if you don't care about that, you don't have to. But like I said, like if you ever just play one, Crash 3, it's very good.
That's the one to play.
Yeah, Warped. That's my favorite by far.
I'm looking on this this website. They have Resident Evil Village is $8. That's pretty good.
Yeah, Resident Evil Village is very cheap right now.
Very solid game. $8. That's pretty good.
If I
I think all the Resident Evils right now are at a very good price if you never played any of them.
Nice.
you probably get Pal World because there's a Terraria collab going on right now. I love Terraria, so I might actually try Pal World for that, but we'll see.
I played a good portion of Pal World, the base game.
Didn't we do a whole show about it?
I think.
I think we did.
Playing
Dead
Pal
Space
World?
is like $10. Not playing Pal World, but talking
But
about
talking about it, yeah. It was on the same episode that I was right after you guys got back from LA with the photo shoot.
Yeah.
Right. That was. Yeah, pumping with the pals or whatever is what we call it.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was pushing.
No, that was the name of the episode. Pushing with the pals.
Yeah,
That's what
pushing
it
with
was.
the pals.
Pushing with the
No,
pals.
don't say
That was a
pumping,
good,
dude.
I thought it was something.
So much worse.
No, pushing with the pals. That's right.
So one other thing I've been suggested is I think it actually would be interesting, especially because I think all of you create stuff. How do you guys deal with when you're creatively burnt out?
Oh man,
I mean, there's a bunch of ways. I mean, like, it depends what you're working on at the time, like what kind of type of product, I guess you're trying to make. Usually, like watching a movie, going on a walk, just hanging out with friends, and just taking your mind off of something completely helps a lot. For me, I tend to just put on a movie and just let my brain sink in and really immerse myself in it.
movies are actually a big one for me as well. Is movies.
Watching
I feel like that's
a bunch of them.
Like going, just literally getting offline, not doing any streams, not doing any videos, and just going to the movie theater and like just picking some random movie and going to go see a movie, or like watching a series of movies that I'd never seen before or something. But
or just like binge watching a show also.
Yeah, or like binge watching a show for sure. It's weird because like at least in terms of content creation, I've really only been super burnt out twice. And one was Act 2 of Wano Country in the One Piece manga, where I literally just had to stop doing One Piece. I literally quit cold turkey and was like, I'm not doing videos on this again. And people got really mad at me, but like it was the best thing that I could have done at the time. Because as someone who's been reading that series week to week since like high school, middle school, which were like the days of Water 7, that was the first time since I started reading week to week that I actually fully felt like the burn of I don't want to read this every week. Like I need to just let some chapters build up and go catch up later. Everything about it, like I think the fandom at the time was getting bigger than it was. I also think COVID really like ruined the One Piece fandom in a way where like there's people who were fans before and then people who caught up during COVID. And I think the people who caught up during COVID never experienced like what a week to week arc was like before, or like Ode at his best. And so when you would say anything critical whatsoever, they're like, well, just trust the series, man. Like, why aren't you writing your own manga, bro? It's like, and I mean, it was like dumb stuff like that. And I couldn't deal with it. And so what I did was I told everyone I'm stopping doing One Piece and I'm going to watch other series that I've always wanted to watch, like other anime. Because prior to that, like I had some experience watching other series. Like I really liked Sergeant Frog as a kid. I grew up loving Inuyasha and like all the Toonami stuff, like Cowboy Bebop or whatever. But I didn't really have a lot of experience with like the big shonen. So for me, like stopping One Piece and then people telling me, hey, check out Hunter x Hunter, and then like devoting my time to that did totally like reinvigorate my love for then making One Piece content, like doing other stuff. But then, flash forward like 3-4 years later when I had seen all the major shonen, right? Like I had watched through Naruto for the first time, Hunter x Hunter, even like stuff like Avatar: The Last Airbender, or like all these other series that I hadn't watched at the time. I then got like burned out on shonen as a whole and just kind of went full force into the thing that I know I'll never be burnt out on, which is video games. I think for me, like that is the one thing, no matter what, there will always be a game. There will always be something that I'm interested in doing. And if it's not like videos, it's like doing live streams, or it's, the history of video games. I just like, there's so many things around it and it's such a varied space that I'm no longer worried about like getting burnt out.
For you, fashion, I feel like it's a lot more unique for you being in a position of getting burnt out, because it's not like where a lot of people make curated content and like
Right.
they're actively
I
like
stream.
yeah, like outside of streams and everything, it's like they're actively working on like more video ideas or like stream ideas or oh, how can I further my skill set as like a writer or a graphic designer or editor or stuff like that.
Sure.
So like it's very different on how you have to go on the approach of avoiding burnout.
Yeah, most definitely. Because again, when you go live, I mean, that's why I like streaming versus making videos. Is like I like feeding off of the, the comments. I like seeing what people are saying and like having the conversation. But I also like and you guys notice this all the time. We'll do group reactions to like events, and a lot of the time, even though I like streaming and like doing things, I don't like being on group reactions. Not because I don't like talking to you guys. Obviously, you guys are all my close friends. You're all people that I would be happy reacting to something with. But I even am at a point, despite like how outgoing seeming I am, that like I really am not. Like I like keeping to myself. Like I like doing a stream by myself, knowing that like I don't have to worry about what anyone else is saying. I can control what's happening. And then collaboration streams are like a different thing. Like if we're doing Japan time, if we go live on here, or like we did the Smash Remix one the other day, like that is great. But I think to me, because the streams are essentially my videos, and that's like the core thing that I'm doing, I like being in complete control of it, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like avoiding burnout or like a roadblock or whatever the hell you would call it for you is it would literally just be, let me just step away completely from what I do.
Yeah, and that's literally what it is. It's knowing like when to just take a break. Which I think is something that I didn't used to do before, but I think I do definitely do it now. Like like today, I could have gone live today, but I was like, we have after hours. I've been working on some like stream stuff for upcoming streams for like Donkey Kong. I have this whole new set that I'm building behind the videos. I'm like redecorating the blocks that are always behind me, and I'm doing all this other stuff. And I had just come back from, a whole week of doing a bunch of long live streams. And I'm like, I could go live today, but realistically, like it's not going to help me, right? It's like knowing that like if I did and then went back to back from like doing a 3-hour gameplay stream to then doing this to then like doing more of the work that I have to do tonight with like the sponsored video that's coming up. It's like, I would burn myself out. And then tomorrow it wouldn't be as fun. Like now I'm actively looking forward to tomorrow. Now I'm like, I can't wait to go live tomorrow, maybe play some Deltarune, like, maybe play like Mario 3D World or something, but like I'm looking forward to it. And I think it was giving myself the opportunity to actually like step away and to take a break that I had to literally like learn how to do. Because I think for such a long time from 2013, 2014, when I started my channel, I was working my day job at Disney. I mean, I was working that until I went full time in like 2017. And so for me, YouTube for a long time was like the escape and like the fun thing. And then when YouTube became my job, I lucked out because 2017 was like the first year of the Switch. So there was plenty of content to make. At the time, the One Piece manga was really good because it was like Whole Cake Island weekly, and like there was good stuff going on. And on top of that too, the community was different because like there was no official release versus scans. There was no like spoiler culture in the same way that it is now. It was like the chapters, you would just read them. They would come out in English like Wednesday nights, right? Or Thursday nights or whatever. And there was no like split release. And then when Viz went like fully official and said we are actually doing a simultaneous release, I knew, knowing like how I like working with brands and knowing my content, I'm like, it's not worth it for me to like stay up until midnight and compete with all these other people that are all only doing One Piece when I know One Piece is not the only thing I want to make anymore. So I'll just do the official release. And like I never recovered viewership from switching, but that was okay because the viewers that stayed, and obviously I still get good viewership for what it is, but like the viewers that stayed were there for me versus like there for me being the first one to make the content. You know what I mean? And I think like separating myself from that and like knowing, oh no, I need to develop the audience for me versus like whatever the thing is that I'm reacting to. was like the healthiest thing that I could have done. And actually actively does help curb burnout, because now I know, like, if I don't want to do One Piece for a week, or I don't want to cover an anime, or I don't want to play whatever the latest game is, I could go live playing Mario Odyssey randomly on a Tuesday and still get a bunch of viewers and like have a good time and get a good video out of it, you know?
Yeah. I stopped streaming for a while, like a long time, like a year, because I got burnt out on it. But trying to be consistent now. I'm starting to be. For the people that actually don't know I stream, that watch Japan Time, my Twitch channel is just Captain Zeph. One word, full thing. That's the only time I'm gonna ever mention this, because I feel like I've had 3 people pop in my chat mentioning that they're from Japan Time, and they've never been
nice,
in my
good.
stream before, so I'm just doing that.
You have weird names though, because you're like TR Zeph. For a while you were Gay Zeph. You were like Captain.
Okay, that wasn't even a username, man.
Oh, I thought it was.
No, I just fucking put it as my name.
I thought it literally, because for me, half the time, yeah, like I wouldn't know, or like you would get your Twitter banned and then we'd all have to refollow your new account, and then I wouldn't know what account it was, and I would still be interacting with the old account. And like,
Well, my issue is that my username is 3 letters, so I can't have it in 90% of places.
Yeah, just have, yeah. But it's a weird combo of letters. Like, where does your name come from?
Huh? Which one?
Zeph. Where does Zeph come from?
Just a word. I don't know. It doesn't come from anywhere.
But that's what I'm saying is like, what word? Like, why would other people also have that same combination of 3 letters?
Like,
was it Zeph from One Piece? Like, what?
No, I didn't even read One Piece then. I just picked it. I don't know. There's literally no reason or anything.
Like what? And this may be a good question. How
curious.
did you 2 get your names?
Where was One Piece when you made that name? Because I don't even think.
Well, it wasn't.
I mean,
he was in the 90s.
Yeah, I was like, that was 1999. Yeah, I feel like Zeph was around from the early arcs. Yeah.
Yeah, no. If you look up, like if you Google it, you get like this weird South American band.
Okay.
Or some shit. It's some weird South
African. Not South
yeah, it's some weird South African shit. That I don't know anything about. And I've had people think that I'm named after that. So maybe that. Yeah, I don't know. I just picked.
Someone in the chat, Tynamo, said, "What are all the Japan Time members' online name backstories?" I actually don't think we've ever done this. I'd be interested.
Word generator.
Seriously, that's where Coast came from.
Word generator. Coast word is a real word, and it just means towards the coast. That's how I got it.
Mine is literally, I just picked something that sounded nice, and then I couldn't use it anywhere. So then I just and I played Falcon in Melee at the time, so I just put Captain in front of it.
The Coast word name, I literally did it on Dan's computer. We were trying to figure out a new name for me.
No shot, like, really?
Yeah. And I was just like, what do we do? And I was just like, fuck it, I'm just going to do a name generator because we're taking too long. And then Coast word came up. There was one that was like really close to being used. I don't remember what the word is, but it was like, it almost sounded like a Pokemon. I was like, and like that's when I did Wi-Fi battles a lot back then too. And I was like, do I want to use this? And I was like, fuck it.
Mine, I was 11 and creating my character in World of Warcraft. So I wanted something medieval sounding, so Mick, something cool sounding, Dare, medieval again, F, and that's it.
Wow. I mean, my name is Roger, so obviously the Roger part of it just comes from me. It doesn't come from the Pirate King, despite what stupid people online will tell you. It's literally because my name is Roger. And the bass part, I wanted to do Roger's Place initially. Like I thought, like Roger, like a Pee-wee's Playhouse kind of thing. Like you're at Roger's Place, Like that's literally what I was thinking. That was like the thought process behind it. And then at the time, this is going to be incredibly cringy.
Bro, imagine Roger. His set is just a bunch of like everything in his background's living. They have eyes and shit.
That'd be crazy.
Keep going.
No, that's initially where it came from, though, was from that. And then I forgot for whatever reason why I didn't do it, but I was like, place doesn't sound right. So I'm like, what's something like base could be that? And at the time, there was the internet meme that like all your base belongs to us from Zero Wing, like the video game. You know what I mean?
Oh, Roger, you'd probably love to address this as well. I didn't know you were going to keep going. My bad.
Oh, no, I was just going to say the other one is from Base God. So, you know, like young
yeah. What? I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that at all.
So then, right. So it was like base God and all your base belong to us, and like wanting something that sounded like place. And I was just like, I'll go with
I guess it's time appropriate.
I thought it was base because that's where you get to most of the time.
No, it was literally just because
Roger, here in the chat.
That means that's why
someone wants to know where you get D Luigi from, bro.
That's my name. Literally my name. That's my name. That's what's crazy is like people when I did that like Japanese TV show for One Piece, we did it was like the WT 100 thing. This exists online. I'll find like links to it somewhere if people care to watch it. But like I got invited by Shueisha to be on a Japanese TV show talking about like the character popularity poll for the big anniversary for One Piece.
Oh man.
And on it we were introducing ourselves to everybody in Japan.
Oh, no.
And I said, oh, my name is Roger DeLuigi. And literally these hosts, if I could find the video, they're like, Roger, like the Pirate King? And I'm like, yeah, but my name's Roger. And they were like, D, like the will of D? I said, yeah. And then they were like, well, what do you do on your channels? And I was like, well, I play Nintendo games. And they were like, Mario's brother, Luigi, Roger DeLuigi. And I'm like, yep, that's my name. Yep. And one of them just started freaking out, and they were like, oh, you were born to do this then, like you were destined like Nika, you were destined to do this. And I'm like, yep, I guess so.
Yeah, like I just said in chat what my actual name is. Someone thought McDareth was my name, and it's Miles. So people are like, oh, it's Miles, you were destined to be a Sonic fan.
Like, exactly, right, with Tails. exactly.
Someone in my chat asked about the Zeph effect.
Oh, it literally
Zeph
just
effect, there's one.
That was another one. I just put any word that like you can easily, there's a bunch, but I have a bunch of online nicknames that people would use, and if it like, I don't know, it doesn't rhyme, it's not even alliteration, but if it like
just sounds good phonetically,
yeah, then I will use it. I will have no meaning behind it.
Also, for anyone who wants to know the backstory behind Ricky's name, literally just watch episode 1 of Japan Time, because the whole reason.
Yeah, where he drops his whole legal.
Well, he dropped his original legal name, and we introduce him, and then he says, because I told him right before we went live, I said, okay, if we're gonna do this, like, and my stuff is pretty family friendly, and obviously Shofu swearing all the time. I was like, let's try to keep it somewhat clean and like don't say anything crazy. And so when he introduced himself, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm Ricky Cocaine. He came up with like the weirdest drug kind of name that he could come up with. And I'm like, dude, really? He's like, yeah, I'm a drug dealer from the streets of Chicago. I'm Ricky Cocaine. And he just came up with it on the fly to try to anger me because I said I wanted him to keep it PG. And that's where his name comes from. Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And obviously Japan Time ended up becoming the After Hours, definitely not clean, R-rated spinoff. But when we started, we were trying to keep it PG, you know. But yeah, that lasted all of 10 minutes, I think, up to when Ricky eventually said his name. And then I think Black Blastoise was like, screw it, let's just start swearing. And then it became what it is today.
Yeah, trying to be PG and then assembling that squad was truly insane.
Yeah. Well, because we've talked about this before, but like Shofu and I knew each other, and you knew Shofu, and I knew Ricky. But Ricky and I would talk all the time because we were like essentially roommates in college. And so we talked constantly. And Shofu knew you years before he even knew me, but met me because I got him access to E3 with a video game website that I was writing for at the time. And we basically said to Shofu, like,
Tribune.
Right. And we said, we love your videos. We're looking for like video content. Would we be able to post your Wi-Fi battles to the website? And he was like, yeah, of course. Sure thing. Could you get me into E3? So we were like, sure. We got him that badge for whatever it was like X and Y at the time, I guess, was coming out. And so we would play Project M all the time online and stuff. And so we were all in our own groups. And then Ricky just like, I don't know, he just joined us one day. I forgot what it was, but he joined one. But Shofu didn't even really know him. I think he met him like once before that actual Japan Time show. And and then we all just became friends. I don't know. It evolved and people came in and out of the group or whatever. But, you know, we've known each other for the better part of a decade now. Longer than a decade. I've known Shofu since, I mean, I was in college because I was writing for Gaming Vice before I was writing for VG Tribune, and I was like 18. So that would have been like 2008, 2009.
Damn.
I mean, I've known Shofu a very, very long time.
I've known him for 10 years. So it was Smash 4.
Right. So it was, I've certainly obviously known him longer. So it would have been, 2000, like 2009-ish. It's probably when I met him. Yeah.
You old as fuck.
I am. I'm extremely.
Yeah, I don't think I think people sometimes expect like, well, I guess YouTubers sometimes do it, but have like deep meaning or something behind their name, but I don't think that's the case a lot of the time.
No, I mean, even look at Pokimane, right? Like her name is Iman. And
a lot of people
supposed
nowadays
to be said Pokemon, you know, but it's
a lot of people nowadays are literally just using their name. So
yeah.
Also, that's common.
It just
now.
like streaming and content creation has become so mainstream and monetizable now. Monetizable, that's a word, right? That it's just easier for them to use their own name.
I don't know. I like the separation that like people close to me know my name and call me by it. It's I guess being somewhat in the creator space is weird to me when people call like Moist Critical Charlie, and it's like I get that name is easier.
Yeah, I think
Moist Critical, but it's like I feel.
I think if
it's also weird when you go into a public space with all of them and they call you by your online name and not.
But I think it's weird
all the time for me though.
I think it's weird if you don't know the content creator and you call them by their first name.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
Definitely.
It's like it's the people that don't know him, like people who just watch him, just refer to him only as Charlie, and it's like that's like
that is weird.
It's a bit weird.
Yeah, unless their name is their username, I wouldn't call someone by their name. I think we're probably good for this episode. Anything you guys want to close on?
Are we getting that bingo video this week, Coast?
I'm trying to have it done for tomorrow. I've been so fucking
tomorrow. Busy. Oh my god, really?
Well, I mean, if you
I'm like not to upload it tomlow, but I'm trying to
be done.
Oh, I was like,
finish the video tomorrow.
Because I'm like, I'm so excited to watch the edited
version. For a Friday upload.
Yeah, I want to see it.
I hope we do that again. That was like one of the best things you could have thought. I literally even thought of like for my own channel. I was like, I want to find at some point like a bunch of Nintendo sponsored brand ambassadors, like other fellow people that I know Nintendo would be like, this is good. And I want to bring you on to literally host it like on my actual channel and do it like as a Nintendo thing. Cause that really was a lot of fun.
Yeah. That like these little, like the small challenges and games that I do on the podcast. And then this has been like scratching a creative itch that I've been having for a while. And I'm like even thinking about just doing stuff on my YouTube again, but like
you should. Yeah.
The only thing is that it just takes away from like my streaming and stuff, and I don't want to neglect that either. So it's like,
sure,
it's mainly just what do I want to focus on creatively right now. So, but if people are interested and want to see more of it, then I'm definitely down.
I would be shocked if that doesn't do well. The energy was so good, and it was so fun, and I just even like knowing how McDareth was struggling and just playing Soul Calibur for like a third of it. It was so funny.
Struggling, I was ahead.
Not sure. I mean, you were ahead, but I mean, it was just like funny because like me and Viram were switching between different games, and you were just like,
yeah, I'm not gonna lie, like
Soul Calibur.
Like 3/4 of the video is McDareth playing Soul Calibur.
Soul
Calibur 2 is like there's so many things like I can do this in Soul Calibur 2. Okay.
And there was also like a bunch of challenges that like people didn't do correctly, but I just let it slide. So the next time I do,
like what were little bit of BTS then for this episode to maybe close it on like
for the challenges
that we were supposed to do. Yeah, like what were games that you were expecting us to do that we just didn't do at all?
games games played or challenges?
Yeah, like that you were like, oh, they're for sure going to do this thing. I have this in mind specifically for this challenge, but they didn't do it. Like, or we went about it the totally wrong way.
One of them was you trying to get 100,000 points in a game, and you played Gradius for like fucking 10 minutes. When I'm
It works though.
But you could have done any other game, and you could have gotten it done in like a minute.
Yeah, you could have played
I
Mario
guess Sonic
first.
was the one. We could have done Sonic, I guess.
Yeah,
That's
I didn't
true.
even think about that. That wouldn't.
He was getting like 100 points a second. I'm like, brother, you can. Oh my god.
Gradius was fun though.
Yeah, there were a whole bunch of things. You'll see them in the video for sure.
Nice,
But-
nice,
Yeah, hopefully I get it done tomorrow so we can have it up Friday.
nice.
All right, is that it for you guys?
I think so.
Okay.
Anything
in
else?
particular.
Okay, thanks for watching this one. We'll be back the week after Japan time.
Week after. Yeah.
Also, I want to extend the invitation to submit if you submit questions in the viewer questions section of the Japan Time Discord.
Sure. Get an answer here and said.
I will scroll through them and pick them myself. Just make sure they're you can also do it in the comments because I'll scour those every so often. But if you put it in the viewer questions chat in the Discord, make sure you label that it's for this show. Otherwise, I won't know.
And that's
We did have that guy that just asked recently, like, when are you doing viewer questions again? And I was like, we're not. And then he just went, okay.
We'll just do it here.
Yeah, right. Just do it here.
TeamJapanTime.com/Discord.
Sometimes viewer questions are fun for the show, but other times it's like.
Would you want those to be video ones or just text?
Anything's fine.
Video.
If you want to submit your video
Audio.
asking the question, go ahead. If you want to submit a voice thing, go ahead. If you want to type it, that's fine.
Last time we did the viewer questions, it was so cursed.
It was.
That was great. What do you mean?
It was,
It was
so
funny.
cursed.
But it was pretty. Having to sift through some of those.
But yeah, that's gonna be it for this. We'll see you guys next week.
Woohoo!